Hello everyone. Now today, let's talk about one of the greatest gaming franchises of all time, Halo. Now talking about something that's phenomenal, it's always good and interesting to go over the most negative parts of the franchise. So, we're going to talk about the worst Halo game today. And what is the worst Halo game, you might ask? Drum roll please. Halo 4. It's the biggest shit pile of the series and it deserves to be recognised as a shit game. First of all, the campaign. Now honestly, I was not the biggest fan of the campaign. The chemistry between Chief and Cortana was really bizarre and weird. Throughout Halo Combat Evolved 2 and 3, we watched them and loved them as they were working alongside each other as teammates, fighting the Brutes, the Covenant and the Flood. But instead, it's like they suddenly have sexual feelings for each other. It's just really bizarre. It felt cringy and forced. Chief's 48 and Cortana's freaking 7. Come on, 343, come up with something better than this. I mean, geez, it's a human and an AI. What the hell's going on? Nah, but it ain't just that. It ain't just the story. The missions were some of the most unbearable hogwash in Halo's history. It was just complete utter boredom. It was a pain and a hassle to play them. There was actually one decent mission where you could fly a Pelican, but there was no Hornets, no Falcons in multiplayer. Also, the Prometheans were really uncreative villains to fight. They just weren't that much fun at all. Chief talked too much and Cortana was just a complete bitch the whole time, so yeah. Also, the characters were written really poorly. The one that tipped me off the most was Sarah Palmer for being horrifically useless. In addition to the fact that she acted like a child, she should have never become a soldier, let alone a high-ranking officer. But I took biggest issue with the fact that she completely demoralised Halsey. She completely turned on her and made her out to look like a psychopath. It was just really, no. Let's talk about the Forge now. Personally, I haven't got a lot to say about the Forge. It's hard to comment on it because it's exactly the same as Reach's Forge, but they didn't add any new creativity to it or anything, no new features. That was the biggest problem. You could lock objects from what I remember, but the main issue with Forge is the fact that, like, on Reach the map was huge, the Forge world was just huge. You could go crazy with the custom games. You can make it big, you can do whatever you want, you can make a huge map, and the budget was amazing. On Halo 4 there was just nothing. You had 3 Forge maps and there was barely anything you could do. There was no proper room for creativity in making a huge custom game that people were going to enjoy. The only decent map was Impact, the space map, that I hope you remember. That was the only good map that you could do some cool stuff on there with. But besides that, nothing really. All the maps that 343 put on multiplayer from Forge, like that they made, they weren't really that good. There wasn't really anything memorable. I'm glad that the community made some of the custom game maps from Reach, but they couldn't have made any of the ridiculously big ones because the maps weren't that big. So, you know, like I say, there's not a lot I can say about it. It's, you know, the Forge isn't the worst part of the game, is all I'm going to say. All I wish is that people could have made the custom games more innovative. That's all I wish. A really big problem with Halo 4 is the fact that it didn't have Firefight, one of the most enjoyable game modes from Reach. Legit, like all 343 had to do was remake Firefight and put it on Halo 4. It would have made the game slightly less worse than it was. But they didn't. Like the fans wanted them to, they didn't do that. All they did was make some shit episodic game type called Spartan Ops. That's legit all they did. And it was the most boring piece of poo in the world. Basically, just a really shit version of Firefight. Some horrific, asinine mini campaign that honestly I couldn't have given a shit about. It was just really bad, no point. So basically, it's a shit version of Spec Ops, Halo's version of Spec Ops. And well done, Halo, you copied Call of Duty. Oh, ordnance drops, that's a good idea. Copying Call of Duty, well done, so original, so many ideas. And for the moody twats that say, Halo 3 had supply drops! No it didn't. Halo 4 you can control the supply drops where you put them. On Halo 3 they spawned on the map, you had no control over it. Multiplayer was just absolute dog shit. It had to copy Call of Duty with the loadouts and the way it played. I mean, it's just, no, honestly. It was just so bad. There was no good maps on there, no maps to have fun game types on. I'll give 343 this. Dominion was a fun game type, but they got rid of it in Halo 5. Why? Your only good feature from Halo 4, you didn't move on to Halo 5, it makes sense. The most irritating thing about the multiplayer though, is 343's laziness. They couldn't be bothered to add Hornets or Falcons, as I addressed earlier. They couldn't be bothered to add Invasion, one of the most fun game types from Reach. They could not be bothered to add elites in there, and that they were in the game originally 8 years prior before this game came out. What the hell? So they can do this in Halo 2 way before, but they can't do it now. Just pure laziness. They could not be bothered to make a proper ranking system where it was fun to unlock the armor like it was in Reach. You know, you built up your credits, you got to a certain rank where you could unlock it. You unlocked the armor, you felt good about yourself. In this, you just get up the ranks, you picked engineer or whatever the hell there was, and that was it. It was easy to get to 130. It was just no point to it, no fun, no achieving anything. And finally, the main reason why Halo 4 is the worst game, but better yet, why everybody hates it, including me, is because of our expectations. How high our expectations were when Reach came out. Probably the most updated Halo game and the best Halo game. It was fast and it was amazing, and it was Bungie's last game, so they put all their effort into this one game. And a lot of the people in 2012, you know, we were growing up with Halo Reach. We'd played Reach for 2 years and we was like, oh damn, so this new company's taking over, they're gonna give it to somebody good because they're smart. Bungie is smart. Well, they seemed smart at the time before Destiny, but yeah, we were thinking they give it to an amazing company, but instead we were just giving this dog pile of crap. But the thing is with Reach, like, even people who hated Halo 1, 2 and 3 despise. Now I just want to say this at the end of the video, the game is nowhere near as bad as something like Destiny, COD's Ghosts, Bomberman or any of that shit, but for what we expected, for what we wanted, it was, you know, just really bad, and it wasn't that much fun, and it was the downfall of Halo. I mean, yeah, you know. Anyways, just to leave this off, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed my opinion or not, whatever. Put it in the comments what you think. See you everyone.